This sound is the long oo, as in you and do and blue and school and pool. This sound often gets confused or mixed up with the short as in book and good and look. So we want this sound to be long. The is short. The oo needs to be long. It needs to have that sense of stretch. And it needs to have a different shape to It needs to have the lips going forward into this small, tight hole. Oo. So let's try the sound on its own. 5 slow, steady, mindful repetitions. And as before, you can just hover your thumb or your cursor over the video timeline and make the sound. You repeat and then just skip back, and you can do as many repetitions as you like. Ooh. 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 On its own, it's easy to think about stretching it out loads, but we don't always do that in speech. Because if I use a word like you, I mean, how many times a day do you use the word you or do? It doesn't go you, do. So think about the shape with this one. You. Where it tends to go wrong or get distorted or mixed up with is when people don't push the lips forward enough. So you get you and do rather than you and do. Okay? So let's try a word like that. Do 5 times. Do. 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 So now that we've used it in a word, let's put a few words together in a sentence and see how it feels in the flow of a sentence. Who chooses? You do. Let's try 5 times. Who chooses? You do. 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 And again, as you go through this, it's important not to just treat this as manufacturing vowel sounds. It's important to start thinking about this as how you express yourself in speech, how you use these vowel sounds to express a thought. So always start with the sound, move on to a word, but as you develop this, see if you can start to let some actual meaning creep into these sounds that you're making. So try and find a sentence. If that one's too much of a mouthful, find your own, but just very short. But try and make it a sentence that you might actually say. When you try it out, see if you can use this oo sound and invest some meaning into it. Invest a real life thought into it. Okay? So that's the oo sound.